Well, here it is, late August, and it's crazy hot, but you know, that late August and early September is just for us on Charlotte Harbor means school's in session, and lots and lots of schools of redfish showing up, and we're trying to get it done early. See what the tide is right now, see what we're working with. If I recall, it's not fantastic in the morning, so got to do a little extra work, I think. But yeah, so 7:23 to 1.1 or 1.0, and it technically is supposed to go out. I don't know, I'm hoping that if they're still grouped up, they're going to be fighting each other to get to it, so tide won't be as big a factor, but we'll see. Really for us, you know, it is about beating the heat, you know, in this late summer pattern, but it's more than the heat in the air, it's also the water temp. You know, our water temps can reach, you know, low 90s sometimes in the shallow waters of Charlotte Harbor. So it's super critical to be able to get out there early, get on the fish, try to get a bite. And that's, to be honest with you, one of the reasons I like to throw artificial, because I could start at 6 o'clock in the morning and get it done, hopefully be back to the dock by noon. So we get here, and because the water's lower, they've fallen off the edge of this flat, and I put the trolling motor in, and they rose up like pretty happy, and I would imagine they're chewing their face off on some of this fry bait that's just on the outside of the bar. So I'm just kind of getting upwind. We got a southeast wind. I'm just going to let the boat kind of drift us to them. Bottom line is they can hear that trolling motor. So we want to be super stealthy with this, especially because we have essentially no tide movement. So a little extra work involved to catch them. But one of the most important things is being able to read the water. So many people ask me, you know, how do you find them? How do you know it's the fish? Well, the bottom line is you look across all the water, you see similarities except for one particular area which has a little bit more what we call shake. And that is the shake that we're talking about. And they're coming to us a little bit. I'm gonna slow our roll a little bit and get a shot here, and I think pretty soon. Oh, come on, there he is. There he is. Oh, it is a good one too. Oh, I feel them trying to, oh, that literally they were trying to eat it out of each other's mouth. Oh. Okay. Oh, look at the boil right here next to the boat. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, come on. Come on. Oh, get it. Got him right there. Yeah, boys. Man, I don't care As an angler, that topwater bite, the entire school is in front of the boat right now, 10 feet, right where our fish is. What I was saying was, as an angler, it doesn't get any better than topwater bite. And when you catch reds this size on topwater, whoo! Normally I'm the guy standing back there watching people do this. Oh, look at that! Our redfish typically school in the summer, and it's really just a pattern for their spawn. You know, they're kind of getting together, making some friends, and they bunch up in some large numbers, from anywhere between 50 to 60 in a school, upwards to, I've heard numbers of 500. I don't know how somebody counts 500, but I can promise you, I've seen schools in the late summer that can reach half acre, quarter acre, and just balled up like it's red on the surface. I'm gonna try this short side right here first. Oh, watch out, bird. Got him. Come on. Oh, he is all in the grass. And he's coming with a bunch of friends. See all the shake behind? My fish is right here, but all that shake is from our buddy. Yeah, I mean, the last fish, you're pulling on them, and they bury down in this grass, and treble hooks sometimes can be, as fun as a topwater bite is, those treble hooks can be heartbreakers sometimes. Oh yeah, he's pinned pretty good though. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Come on, get back over here. Well, I mean, August, September, arguably, are some of the best schooling redfish times. They're kind of grouping up to head offshore to spawn. And this is actually some of the smaller varieties for big schools, but I'll take him all day long. Whoa. Oh, that's what I'm talking about right there. Man, that's solid. That's probably 29, maybe 30 inches. Absolute stud. Get her back in the water for release. And these big breeders, you need to make sure that you leave it in the water plenty of time for them to kick out of your hands. Just like that right there. Now, making the change from spot A to spot B was a lot of the decision based on the tide. The fish were super balled up on a point that had been there for multiple days. Knowing that, I figured we were going to have an opportunity first thing in the morning. as the tide started to come in, I knew our second spot was going to have much cleaner water, and the visual game, meaning actually being able to see the fish, was going to be much easier for us to see and to be able to place the bait in proper position for the bite. That's the reason why you make those changes. And the decision to go when you're supposed to go many times can be whether you catch them or not. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, got him. Hey, they make a mistake and float on the top. Oh, and anyway, they make a mistake and float on the top. You're gonna see them. And you make a cast, we got the wind to our back right now, and they were, I don't know, 60, 70 feet off the front. And there's so much grass in here, you gotta use a weedless bait to get their attention, keep it off the grass. He's running right at me. Oh yeah. It's good fish there. Uh-huh. Gotcha. That's a good one. That's actually a pretty solid slot fish. Hanging out there with the big boys. Absolute smash that. Quality Charlotte Harbor fish right there. Bow positioning is super critical to be able to set up on these fish properly without spooking the fish. You essentially have to get in position to be able to make long casts to them without them knowing you're there. In many cases, I'll set up in a little deeper edge, a little deeper water, and make casts ahead of the fish so they don't even know I'm there, but I'm able to reach them with some light braid and be able to make long casts to be able to get that bite ahead of the fish. Holy smokes, God! Look at the whole school's coming at us now. Oh, absolutely smoked it. Oh, look at them right here. Oh, there's a whole wall of them right here. Man, I mean, they get up on the surface. You can see a little bit of a slick on the surface from them. And you know, that bronze back just gives them away. We got clean water. We don't have the best sight fishing conditions with a little bit of overcast, but when they get to the top and relax, you know, and I'm not bombing a bunch of casts in there at one time. I'm just waiting patiently for them to rise to the top. This is the reward right here. Oh yeah. Freaking tanks. See, look at the grass he was burying his face in, trying to get that thing out. And that's one of the reasons why we can't use the topwater, because obviously the grass is on the top, but man, this turtle grass is so tall here that they'll get right on top of it. Feels good to just kind of, you know, come in here and sit down and just patiently wait for them to come to you. You know, fishing all those tournaments all those years, the one thing I learned is patience and waiting for the fish to come to you without you constantly beating them up, chasing them with a trolling motor. And you know, the results are that. They get comfortable, they relax, come to the top, and there's 100 of them there, and they're ready to eat. So, woo! This is what fun fishing's like, right? Right? Taylor, yeah, you don't want to get in some of that action, do you? I figured you might. I was really looking forward to this particular shoot because it was going to be myself and the crew, and you know, it was a lot of it just, hey, let's just go out and do some fishing and see what we can make happen. And man, we got rewarded with several schools of fish, and yeah, it didn't hurt the fact that they were really willing to cooperate. We were catching them and just having a good time out on the boat with the guys, and just kind of, you know, getting into the element of catching big redfish in these giant schools. Well, first thing in the morning, we wanted to really start out with some topwater baits. And you know, my bait of choice anytime I'm throwing topwater first thing in the morning is with a Colt Sniper. I actually like the 110 this time of year. This is the 110 high pitch. So it's got some solid rattle to it. And the only time I really use the high pitch is when I'm fishing big groups of fish or numbers of fish, just because it will call them to it and they will chase it down. This bait has incredible action to it, easy to walk, but most importantly, it's got some really, really stout hooks on it. So when you're fishing for large groups of fish, i.e. schooling redfish, this is a great bait to use, the Shimano Colt Sniper. Great topwater bait. As the tide came in and we ran into some more floating grass, I decided to switch off to a 5-inch paddle tail. In that case, we decided to go with this 5-inch paddle tail, which has some interesting color to it. The water we were fishing was a little tannin, and having a bait that has a similar profile to the small little finger mullet, this was a perfect case scenario. Now, I went ahead and rigged it on a 5/0 weedless rig, and this allowed me to be able to pull it right through that floating grass without any issues at all. What it does is, because we have a little darker water there, this wider tail puts a lot of thump, a lot of vibration in the water, and they're able to seek it out and absolutely smash it. Had a lot of fun throwing these 5-inch paddle tails. I've used this style of bait in many years fishing the tournaments, and I know it's a proven bait. And it's a great way to get some casting distance on those school fish where you sometimes have to reach out and touch them. It's a great way to do it, whether it's on the soft plastic or that, you know, basically a 5-inch topwater. It's a good way to go.